Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Gimpy. I'm here with another quick unboxing for you. This is Day of Days by Multi-Man Publishing, and it is by Lee Forrester and Dean Essig. This is actually what I ordered on their Veterans Day sale. They had a bunch of games on just massive discounts. It was like 50% off on a buttload of their products, and it was just too good to pass up. If I had more excess funds, I would have been grabbing up a couple more of them. I decided to go with Day of Days. This is one in their standard combat series, their SCS. And this is, from what I understand, more basic type rules. Not as complex. Should be easier to solo play since it doesn't have a bunch of minute little details that you got to keep track of. But this baby is a monster. It has 4 maps in it that all connect, creating the entire coast of Normandy to recreate the entire, beach landing, and 10 days after that, and 8 counter sheets. That's just massive. That is more than I have table space for. The only way I could actually play this is if I set it up on my floor somewhere. But my wife's already getting ill with me as it is because I've taken over 2 rooms of the house and part of a third with gaming stuff, so I don't know if she's going to let me start appropriating floor space for games. So let's pop it open real quick, see what is in here. We have our little, we packed it pretty for you note, and here is our SCS rule series version 1.7, and look at that, look how small that is. That's what I like to see. 7 pages, 8 pages if you include the designer's notes. There just isn't a whole lot here. Now this is, what is that? Beer and Pretzels is what I think I saw them refer to it as. That it's light when it comes to rules that you can take and just sit down with your buddies, have some beer, have some pretzels, and play the game and not be just bogged down with rules for this and rules for that. And I was reading online one time, someone was talking about how complicated ASL had gotten, that they even had rules for coming out of the sewer. I guess that's why I never got into ASL, but I definitely like to see that. This is, I'm assuming, the playbook, which is massive. The playbook looks like it's going to have some extra generalized rules for the units, just for specifics for the scenario here. Where does setup start on this? Let's see how many generalized rules they have. Allied special rules as far as airdrops go. German area, German victory. Okay, page 9 is where setup is going to start. Starts with the Overlord campaign. So you have 8 pages of extra rules. So what, all together you've got, what is that, 15 pages, maybe 15, 16 pages of actual rules for this game. And as big as it is, that's just amazing that they can actually do that. So I'm definitely going to look forward to getting this down to the table. I would like it if they had pictures of how to put the units on the maps, but I can understand why they wouldn't and why it would be listed down like this, because the playbook would be massive if they tried to do that. I mean, there are some pictures in the back that show, here we go. That shows you how the map's going to be. You got Utah Beach, Omaha Beach, Juno Sword, and I forget the name of the last one, but Gold, that's it. Juno Sword and Gold beaches all the way down. But each one of these squares is a 22 by 34 map, and you can see it's a little offset there to account for the part sticking out. So that is just massive. I'm probably going to take and just pick a section of the beach and play that out, and I'll record that, since I could do that in a few evenings versus trying to do this over the remainder of my lifetime. Let's take and see what else we have in here. Some maps. I'm not going to fold these out because that's just going to take way more space than I have. But these actually, they feel pretty nice. They're paper maps, but they feel like a little bit thicker poster type material. than some of the other ones that I've felt before. So this is nice. I like that. And it doesn't look like they have, let's see if you guys can see that in the light, any creasing along the edges coming out of the box. So none of the color looks like it's coming off yet. And you can see this is where some of the units are going to start to come in for their landing zones. And I haven't got to play a MMP title yet to see whether or not I like how they number their hexes by doing it this way, where, you know, just one row of hexes is marked and then 5 in between, and then they mark them again. It could be nice to have it that way. That way you don't have to have every hex marked and try to track it down. But I don't know, I'm going to have to really get one of these down to the table and see. Now that I've got a couple of their games, I'm definitely eager to try them. And here we go. We've got our massive stack of counters that are just, oh, look at this, even more and more and more. Maybe I should tilt this down. There it is, it's still coming. All right, so let's grab those out. Little loopy dice. All right, MMP, if you're paying attention, bigger dice. You got this big game and these tiny little dice. All right, these are like Barbie dice. All right, we need big manly dice. Let's take and bump them up just a touch. All right, so we've got 8 counter sheets here full of yummy gaming goodness. And I just have no idea. There's no way I can put these in a counter storage. They're going to have to go in baggies if I'm going to be able to have them anywhere stored neatly. Otherwise, it'd be just way too many counter trays. It doesn't look like it's going to have too much to keep track of, though. I'm assuming attack, defense, and movement, or some variation thereof. Looking, I'm not seeing any flags, though. I don't know if that's the American side or someone else. I mean, they've got the unit designations on them, so I'm sure I can figure that out real quick. I mean, just going based on the colors. It looks like the groupings of units have a strike through them to designate which groups they belong to. I like these. Counters are nice and thick. They're the thick white type of counters, if you guys can see that. I like that. I like these counters. It seems like MMP puts out decent counters. We've got some LZ or a DZ and LZ counters there, some airborne. I'm sure they've got a fair amount of rules for the airborne drops. We've got, I don't know, fighter planes up here. I didn't figure they'd have too much going on with air power, since it seems like the rules are very streamlined. It has to be just, you know, terrain modifiers, some combat modifiers, things of that nature. I know this game has something in it called Overrun or something to that effect, or no, I can't remember the name of it. A phase in the game that gives you a chance to get an extra attack in. I think these ones that have yellow on them are capable of the extra attack. I'll have to do some digging in the rules and see about that, but that'll be something else that I'll have to keep track of. Looks like reduced side on the back. Some of them don't even have a reduced side. But nice counters, I like it. A bunch of counters, so pain in the butt to try to organize those. And our player aids here in the bottom. Allied reinforcements, Germans at setup, Allied organizational chart 1, chart 2. What are these? These look interesting. Okay, this looks like a place you can take and put your units when you have reinforcements coming in. Turn 2, you can put them here. Turn 4, you can put your reinforcements for each one of the different beaches. I like that. That's nice. I like how that's done. And then you got your German reinforcements here on the side, so you can kind of lay this out. But yeah, that's just more table space. Look at that. And you got this folded out chart. Now you got to have units on after the 8 feet of maps. Blank on the other side there. And what is this? Germans at start setup. Okay, this looks like a diagram of what I needed. It gives you the names of the units and then shows you a picture of them. That way when you're looking in the playbook to figure out where to put everything, you can go by this and understand what you're looking for. You're like, okay, it's this counter is what, B4909, and find it that way. That's nice. That's definitely a good inclusion there. And this is it. Yep, that's just that. What is this? Allied organizational chart, Allied drops. This looks similar to the one for the Germans, although this tells you what comes in what different landing waves. Shows you how many stacks of them for each of the different beaches. So we know the green are American. I forget which ones of these were British and which one was, I think, Canadian. I know the Canadians had one beach, but I forget which one it was off the top of my head. I'm sure someone will put it down in the comments though. And the second organizational chart for it, same type deal, listing down all the beaches and what types of units go with it. So yeah, I like this. This will definitely make it easier when you're grabbing up your units and getting your stacks ready to go. But honestly, I'm just going to pick Utah or Omaha Beach and just set up that and leave it at that, instead of trying to set up the whole thing and just kind of play through one of the maps, because otherwise even though the game itself seems like it has a simpler, easier rule base, it's still just massive amount of units to deal with. But that's it. That's what you get in the game. A couple of dice, 4 maps, some player aids, more counters than you probably have in any other 3 games combined, and looks like a good time to be had. And I gotta say, looking at this map again, these things are nice. Those are some nice maps. Let me get that glare off for you guys. I definitely like that. I can't wait to get one of these folded out and get some counters to the board. Anyway, that's it. You guys take care, and see you in the next one.